Okay, so what does representation look like? As I've said, we looked at 456 roles across the Euros, Rio Olympics, Rio Paralympics, and Wimbledon. We looked at 4 major broadcasters and 8 leading newspapers in the UK. So for women, okay, I think the stat that jumps out at you, I'm going to let you have a little look at that for a second or two. Newspapers. Of 143 roles, we counted just 12 women. Well, not 12 women, 12 roles across the summer. If you look at commentary, we've got 19 filled by women across 113 TV commentary roles. And probably the most staggering fact there is just one of the 51 journalists sent to the Euros from those major newspapers that we looked at was a woman. So clearly, we've got work to do in this area, okay? And all those percentages that are in the brackets there, they're way down on the UK population context. BAME is quite interesting, I think. Again, newspapers are struggling here. Just 8 out of 143 roles. But interestingly, in broadcast, doing slightly better, 11.5%. You kind of say, okay, that's not bad. And I think what we should do is welcome when things are good or appear to be good. But let's have a little look into where that BAME representation is coming from. Well, it's not coming from the newspapers. Just 2 BAME journalists across 51 went to the Euros. But where there is significant progress is across former athletes being involved in television. So Rio Ferdinand, Thierry Henry, Ian Wright, great pundits, Michael Johnson, Denise Lewis, Anthony Joshua, who was at the Olympics. These made up 19 of the 44 BAME roles across all of our research. So if you're one of those guys, you're doing quite well. But if you're like me and you're more Sunday League than Premier League, let's see what the situation is. Okay, black representation. This isn't BAME, by the way. This is black representation, African Caribbean. 8 of the 456 roles, 8 of the 465 roles went to black journalists who hadn't played sport professionally. So essentially, this sends out a very, quite dangerous message. It says, potentially, to aspiring black journalists, if you want to go to a Euros, if you want to go to an Olympics, you better get yourself down the gym, you better get yourself an Olympic gold medal, or you better get yourself in the Premier League for 10 years, none of which I've managed to achieve. Of course, black is part of BAME and, of course, the British Asian community as well. So 17 of the 44 roles that we found were held by British Asian people, which makes up 3.7%. Again, that's down on the 6.9% of the UK population. So work to be done here as well. Now, I've talked to you about women, talked to you about BAME. What if you're both? Well, that is probably the standout stat of the day. Just 6 roles across 456 roles filled by BAME women. Not one in the newspapers, all in broadcast. This is just a snapshot, of course. It'll be interesting to see what the situation looks like behind the camera, on the sports desks, where we as BCOMS, we've had a look round, and we don't see an awful lot of diversity there, certainly not in senior editorial positions. So there's a lot of work to do. But that's the situation. That's why we're here. That's why we're here to discuss what we can do to move forward, to have a more diverse sports media, and quickly. Thank you.